Hi, my name is Liliana Cavaliere Hintz. I'm a consultant and facilitator of the program Thinking into Results, created by Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher from the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And I'm here to talk to you about the terror barrier. What is the terror barrier? Terror barrier is that wall of fear that you encounter when you decide to pursue a major change in life. Have you thought about why so many people set big goals and then in the end it fizzles? Only a few people really pursue and achieve their goals? Have you thought of that? That's because they set the wrong goal. They didn't set the C-type goal. What's the C-type goal? The C-type goal is the fantasy. The C-type goal is what allows you to become who you were meant to become. Because it's not about pursuing the goal, it's about discovering who you are and the way to pursue your goal and the way to reach that goal. You wouldn't have the idea if your inner self didn't know that you can achieve it. And if your subconscious thinks that you can achieve it, it knows. It's your opportunity to create and discover your true purpose. So it can be a new job. It could be a new relationship. It can be a new career. In my case, leaving my country and coming here to become independent. And then when I became independent, got married and became a housewife. And then I got tired of being a housewife. I wanted to be independent again and convinced my husband to buy a pizzeria and turn it into a full dining, fine dining experience. And then 40 years into that, was able to sell it because I fell in love with this opportunity and this teaching and this learning that I want to go out and teach it to somebody else. Those are all major changes. And the reason why I'm telling you these things is because I wanted to show you how I applied it in my life. So it can be stop working for somebody else and become your own boss. It can be get out of a bad relationship and create a better life. It can be any major change that you always leave in the back burner as a fantasy. It can be all of these things or more. And I want to empower you into going after. Remember that your subconscious knows better than you do. And in this case, mine did. It's just that I didn't know that there was a process. And in order to explain to you this better so you can apply it in your life and become the better version of you, you need to discover where your C-type goal is. What is your fantasy? What is that really you don't think you can achieve? I think it's time to go analyze what you're learning here and go and explore the other side of fear, because that's where success is. So in order to explain to you better and make you understand, I'm going to use the Stigma Concept. The Stigma Concept, created by Thurman Fleet in 1934, gives you a picture of the mind because normally we don't have a picture of the mind. We never seen the mind. The picture of the brain comes to mind when we say mind. So in this case, there's two sides. Well, the mind is more than two sides, but for explanation's sake, we use the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and this is the body. So when, let's say we pick the C-type goal, that dream, that new job, a bigger house. We got the money, but we're afraid to use it. We know how to do something, but we're afraid to make the jump. We know how to be a boss, but we rather work for somebody else. So these are the C-type goal. Something that you think the neighbor can do, but you can't. That kind of a thing. So you are in bondage. When you think that somebody else can do something better than you, you're in bondage. Because we're all creators. It's just that we don't give ourselves the opportunity to create. Because things will come to us as needed. As you pursue that dream goal, things are going to come to you. You have to have faith. Like I did. I didn't know the language. It didn't keep me from embarking on a new adventure, the coming here. I didn't know how to run a restaurant. I didn't know how to cook. That didn't keep me. Everything comes as needed. I had the desire. Once you have the desire, once you have that goal, once you have that carrot at the end of the stick, you pursue it. So you're in bondage because you think somebody else can do it and you can't. So you have this X-type thought into the X-type subconscious. You've been doing this all your life. And then you have this X-type results in your life. Your body is your life. And then this new idea of the why conflicts with the X-type conditioning. You know, I've been running and cooking for 40 years and I decided I'm going to teach this. So what happened? I encountered the programming that it's been there for 40 years. I've been cooking and dealing with up to 10, 12 people working for me. I've been working and dealing with the restaurant business, not this teaching. So it's all new conditioning. It's all new paradigm. It's all new everything. But things have been coming to me a little bit at a time. So 10 days before the pandemic started, less than a year ago, that's it. The buyer signed the papers. 10 days later, we're in full-blown pandemic. And here's my opportunity. My opportunity has been my dream. Everything comes as needed. There it is. So all hell shook loose. There's conflict. How am I going to make a living now? What am I going to do now? Am I capable of doing this? What is it now? So you get this Y idea, encounters this X conditioning. So the body start doubting, can you do this? Because you have the Y idea, try to supplant the X idea that's been there for so long. And you start doubting yourself. Why does it happen? Ignorance. Ignorance because you don't know how it works. And how you counteract ignorance? Knowledge. Self-study. So, on the other side of the wall is freedom. Freedom is when you finally understand how it works, and that Y idea takes over your subconscious, and the subconscious creates a new behavior, new habits, a new you, and then you finally have freedom. You conquer it, and you got everything else. That is it. That's how it works. So in order to counteract that, we have to understand it. And this is how it really works, okay? So we are energy, and we're surrounded by energy. We have negative and positive. In every situation, there is a negative and a positive. So what's the opposite of ignorance? Is knowledge. What's the opposite of worry and doubt? It's understanding. It's like knowing a second language. If you don't understand the language, you can't communicate. But once you understand the language, communication opens up. So what's the opposite of fear? Faith. Faith into who you will become is you pursue who you were meant to be. Because we're creators. We're created by the Creator. We were meant to create, to be the better version of ourselves. And this is how you become the better version of yourself. Your subconscious knows better, right? You didn't trust in you. But little bit at a time, little by little, things come to you as needed. So fear, faith. Anxiety, well-being. Because once you understand that that's how it works, your anxiety goes away. So self-study, the proper direction, the proper understanding, these are all ammunitions. They're all ammunition in your baggage of experience. And the reason why I use my life as an example is because if it happened to me, it can happen to you. It can happen to anybody that decides to go on the other side of fear. Because fear is not a stumbling block. Fear is a test. Are you going to get stuck there? Or are you going to jump? I jumped. And was it? No. Because once you do that, it's going to happen again when you decide to reach another goal. But as you do that, it's going to get easier. Why? Because you've done it before. And if you've done it before, you can do it again with the proper understanding, with the proper ammunition in your baggage. So once you turn it from X idea into X programming that creates X results, and you turn them into Y idea that create a Y conditioning that creates a Y result. And then you're going to want to do X idea, X behavior, X results in your body, and X results in your life. And then you start all over again. And again and again. Because that was it. You discovered you're the driver of your life. You quit being a passenger. You quit being driven by situations. You discover things in you that you didn't know you had. You discover the new you. You discover your purpose. So remember, it's not about achieving the goal. It's about who you become as you pursue and achieve your goal. That's the real creation. That's what you were meant to be. And everything's going to come in your help. So I hope I conveyed the right idea and you apply in your life. Thank you for listening. Ciao.